Procrastination, the enemy of productivity and mental well-being. Why is procrastination a problem? Procrastination is the habit of delaying tasks, even when we recognize their importance. It affects not just students, office workers, or creatives, but nearly everyone, regardless of profession. A short delay may seem harmless, yet chronic procrastination can become a serious obstacle, hindering progress, lowering self-esteem, and increasing stress. More than just a bad habit, procrastination is a complex psychological mechanism driven by fear of failure, perfectionism, or lack of motivation. Even when aware of their responsibilities, people often choose easier, more enjoyable activities, trapping themselves in a cycle that becomes harder to break. The longer a task is postponed, the greater the anxiety it provokes. How does procrastination harm productivity and mental health? Declining efficiency. Procrastination breeds chaos and stress. When tasks are pushed to the last minute, they must be completed in haste, leading to lower quality results. A lack of planning and consistency disrupts workflow, making productivity irregular and ineffective. Rising anxiety and stress. The more a person delays a task, the more they worry about its consequences. This breeds guilt and shame, further distancing them from taking action. Procrastination becomes a vicious cycle. Unfinished work creates stress, which leads to even greater avoidance, intensifying the anxiety, eroding self-confidence. Postponing important tasks inevitably leads to self-disappointment. Over time, this fosters a negative self-image. I'm lazy. I'm not good enough. Such beliefs become ingrained, preventing action even in situations where success is within reach. Disrupting long-term planning. Chronic procrastinators struggle to achieve their goals. Instead of acting proactively, they react to circumstances, prioritizing short-term comfort over long-term vision. This lack of direction keeps them from following a clear path to success. How resilience and awareness help overcome procrastination. Stoic philosophy offers powerful tools for combating procrastination. It teaches resilience in the face of challenges, mindfulness in decision-making, and a deep sense of personal responsibility. Resilience, facing challenges head-on. The Stoics saw obstacles as opportunities for growth. Seneca wrote, "If you wish to advance, be prepared for hardships." Overcoming procrastination requires willpower and resistance to fleeting temptations. Here are key principles of resilience. Focus on action. Instead of dwelling on how difficult it is to start, simply begin. A small step forward is better than perfect plans left unrealized. Embrace discomfort. Meaningful work demands patience and perseverance. Accepting discomfort as part of growth makes it easier to push forward without hesitation. Remember life's brevity. Marcus Aurelius warned, "You cannot afford to delay. Life is short." Keeping the finiteness of time in mind strips procrastination of its appeal. Mindfulness, taking control of your actions. Mindfulness helps us recognize moments when we are tempted to procrastinate. Instead of slipping into avoidance, we can pause and ask, why am I delaying this? Mindfulness strategies to combat procrastination. Live in the present. Rather than worrying about the future or regretting the past, focus on what you can do right now. Break tasks down. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Do not try to do everything at once. Take it step by step." Small, manageable tasks prevent overwhelm. Create rituals. The Stoics value discipline. Set a regular work schedule and stick to it. Master your impulses. Procrastination thrives on the lure of immediate gratification. True self-control lies in choosing long-term rewards over fleeting pleasures. The Stoics remind us that life is not about pondering what could be done, but about taking real action. Procrastination holds us back from our best selves, yet we have the tools to break free. By practicing resilience and mindfulness, we can escape the cycle of delay and move confidently toward our goals. Each morning, remind yourself, today I will take at least one step forward. That is the path to freedom from procrastination and a life of purpose. What is procrastination really about? Procrastination is more than just postponing tasks. It's the conscious avoidance of important responsibilities, even when we fully understand their significance. Unlike a regular break or rest, procrastination comes with guilt, anxiety, and a drop in productivity. Procrastination versus laziness. Laziness is a lack of desire to act. A person simply doesn't want to do anything. Procrastination, however, is a paradoxical behavior. The person wants to complete a task but still delays it, despite knowing the consequences. Procrastinators are often energetic and ambitious, yet they find false reasons to put off essential work. Example: a lazy person says, "I don't feel like working, I'd rather watch a show." A procrastinator says, "I'll tidy up my desk, read a few articles, and then start working," but never actually gets to the main task. Procrastination has complex roots, but three key causes stand out. Fear of failure. Many people delay tasks because they fear they won't do them well enough. This is especially true for perfectionists. They avoid starting unless they're certain they can achieve perfection. But this mindset stifles growth, as progress is impossible without mistakes. You cannot achieve success if you fear failure. Seneca, lack of motivation. When a task feels dull or meaningless, the brain resists. Instead, it seeks more enjoyable alternatives, social media, entertainment, or minor unimportant tasks. This happens because the brain craves instant rewards, favoring short-term pleasures over long-term goals. How to overcome it? Find meaning in the task. How will it benefit you in the future? Break work into small steps to create a sense of progress. Use the 2-minute rule. Simply start without committing to finishing. Information overload. Modern life bombards us with endless information, social media, news, notifications, overloading the brain and making it harder to focus. Procrastination, in this case, serves as a defense mechanism to avoid mental exhaustion. How to reduce overload. Limit information intake, disable unnecessary notifications, reduce social media use. Set clear priorities. Work in deep focus mode, free from distractions. How the brain tricks us with the illusion of productivity. Sometimes, procrastination disguises itself as being busy. A person may seem active, but isn't making real progress toward their goals. Examples of false productivity: cleaning the desk instead of writing a report, watching motivational videos instead of studying, revisiting to-do lists instead of working on a project. The Stoics valued action over words. As Marcus Aurelius put it, "Do what needs to be done and don't deceive yourself." Every time you feel the urge to postpone an important task, ask yourself, is this truly necessary, or is my brain just tricking me again? Understanding procrastination, the key to overcoming it. We often delay important tasks due to a few core psychological mechanisms: instant gratification versus long-term benefits. The human brain is wired to seek immediate rewards. Tackling a challenging task brings discomfort, while scrolling through social media or watching videos provides instant pleasure. This is driven by dopamine, the neurotransmitter activated by enjoyable activities. The Stoics believed that true fulfillment comes not from fleeting pleasures, but from long-term growth. Seneca wisely noted, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." How to counteract this? Apply the delayed gratification principle. Work first, reward later. Break large tasks into smaller milestones to experience a sense of progress. Reduce temptation. Remove distracting apps or work in a focused environment. Negative reinforcement, how avoidance becomes a habit. Each time we postpone a task and feel temporary relief, our brain registers it as a reward, reinforcing the habit of procrastination. However, the long-term consequences are far worse. Stress builds up, tasks become more daunting, and self-esteem declines. Breaking the cycle of procrastination, shift your inner dialogue. Instead of, "I can't do this," tell yourself, "I can take at least one small step." Focus on the process, not the outcome. The Stoics taught that perfection isn't the goal. What matters is showing up and doing the work. Practice self-awareness. Recognize when you're procrastinating and analyze why it's happening. Social and digital distractions. We live in an era of constant distractions. Social media, messaging apps, and news feeds all compete for our attention, making deep focus increasingly difficult. How to minimize distractions? Create digital discipline. Set boundaries on social media and entertainment use. Apply the deep work rule. Dedicate 1 to 2 hours a day to uninterrupted focus. Recognize the cost of procrastination. Each time you feel the urge to procrastinate, remind yourself that it steals time from your long-term goals. The Stoic perspective, overcoming procrastination. The dichotomy of control. What we can and cannot influence. Epictetus taught that we must distinguish between what is within our control and what isn't. Procrastination is often rooted in anxiety about the future, but we can only control our actions, not the final outcome. The Stoics advise focusing on what is within our power, starting the work, paying attention to details, and shaping our mindset toward the task. Memento mori, recognizing the finiteness of time as motivation. The Stoics constantly reminded us life is short. By procrastinating, we waste precious time. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You cannot afford to delay. Life is short." The awareness of death should not frighten us. Rather, it should motivate us to act. Amor fati, embracing reality and reframing our approach to work. This concept means love of fate. If you can't change a situation, accept it and use it as an opportunity for growth. If the work is difficult, view it as training for both the mind and character. Action before motivation, the power of willpower. The Stoics believed that you shouldn't wait for inspiration to start. Action breeds motivation, not the other way around. Seneca wrote, "Not words, but deeds." Therefore, the best way to overcome procrastination is simply to begin. Procrastination is an obstacle, but it can be overcome by applying Stoic principles, distinguishing between what we can control, remembering the brevity of life, accepting reality, and acting without waiting for motivation. Stoicism teaches us that true freedom lies in mastering our actions. One of the key principles of Stoicism is distinguishing between what we can control and what is beyond our power. We cannot control circumstances, but we can control our response to them. When it comes to procrastination, focus on what you can control. We can only control our actions, not their outcomes. We cannot guarantee perfection, but we can begin. We cannot eliminate all distractions, but we can minimize their impact. We cannot stop fear or self-doubt from arising, but we can control how we respond to them. The key is simply to start. Progress matters more than perfection. Memento mori, a reminder of time's finite nature. The Stoics constantly reflected on the brevity of life. The awareness of death is not meant to create fear, but to inspire action. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you say, think, and do." When we procrastinate, we are not just wasting time, we are losing parts of our lives. The choice is ours. Spend the day in avoidance or take a step toward our goals. A simple practice. Imagine you only had 6 months to live. What tasks would become a priority? What would you stop postponing? Live as if time were truly limited, because it is. Amor fati, embracing reality. The Stoics taught not just to endure circumstances, but to accept them with love. This is the essence of amor fati, the love of fate. In the context of procrastination, this means, instead of complaining about difficult work, see it as an opportunity for growth. If a task feels boring, make it engaging. Add gamification, set challenges for yourself. If time is limited, maximize its efficiency. Acceptance eliminates mental resistance and allows us to work without unnecessary negativity. Action before motivation. The Stoics did not believe in waiting for inspiration. They understood that motivation follows action, not the other way around. Seneca wrote, "Not words, but deeds define character." We must begin the work, even when we don't feel like it. Once we take the first steps, momentum carries us forward. Practical steps. When you hesitate, tell yourself, "I'll do this for just 5 minutes." More often than not, those 5 minutes turn into deep focus. Use the motion without emotion technique. Don't dwell on reluctance, just start. Reduce resistance. Prepare everything in advance, eliminate distractions, and create an optimal workspace. Practical strategies to overcome procrastination. The 5-second rule, Mel Robbins. Count down from 5 to 1 and take action immediately. This short-circuits hesitation and pushes you into motion. The Pomodoro technique, work in focused 25-minute intervals with short breaks to maintain energy and concentration. The 2-minute rule, David Allen. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it right away. Negative planning. Imagine the worst-case scenario if you never complete the task. A clear vision of consequences can ignite action. The Stoics believe that life is measured not by time, but by action. Overcoming procrastination is not just about productivity, it's about purpose. Apply Stoic principles to act with intention, embrace challenges, and remember, the only thing truly within your control is what you do. Why does procrastination keep coming back? Overcoming procrastination once isn't enough. It's crucial to prevent its return. The problem is that procrastination often becomes a deeply ingrained habit. Even if we conquer it temporarily, we can easily fall back into old patterns. That's why true progress isn't just about fighting procrastination. It's about building a system that makes its return unlikely. Building a system of habits. Lessons from Atomic Habits by James Clear. In Atomic Habits, James Clear argues that behavior change isn't about willpower, it's about systems. When you create a structure that supports productivity, you won't need to fight procrastination. It simply won't have a chance to return. How to build effective habits. Make them obvious. Set up your workspace in advance, eliminate distractions. Make them attractive, find enjoyment in the process, create rewards. Make them easy, break tasks into small manageable steps. Make them satisfying, track progress, and celebrate small wins. Example, struggling to start work in the morning? Prepare everything the night before and begin with a simple action, like opening your laptop or completing a 5-minute task. Developing discipline through micro steps. Discipline isn't built overnight, it develops gradually. The Stoics believed that small actions shape character. Instead of overwhelming yourself with massive tasks, start with micro steps. If writing a report feels daunting, start with the title. If exercising seems exhausting, do just one movement. If studying feels overwhelming, open the book and read the first sentence. The principle is simple. Don't wait for motivation, start small, and it will follow. How to analyze mistakes and avoid repeating them. Mistakes are inevitable, but learning from them is key. The Stoics practiced evening reflection. Each day they reviewed their actions and considered what could be improved. A simple framework for self-analysis. What did I do well today? Where did I procrastinate? Why? How can I make tomorrow better? Example, If you find yourself avoiding a task due to fear of failure, consider breaking it into smaller steps or reframing it to feel less intimidating. The power of environment. How social connections shape productivity. The people around us directly influence our productivity. If your environment encourages procrastination, just do it tomorrow, or watch this show first, then work. Breaking the habit will be much harder. What to do? Surround yourself with productive individuals. Find like-minded people who inspire action. Reduce exposure to energy drainers. Limit time with those who hold you back. Join accountability groups. Online communities and forums on productivity can be a powerful source of motivation. Conclusion: procrastination is not an enemy, but a teacher. The Stoics taught that obstacles are opportunities for growth. Procrastination isn't just a problem, it's a signal that something in your system isn't working. Instead of fighting it with sheer willpower, create a structure where procrastination has no place. Take action, build a system, analyze mistakes, and surround yourself with the right people. This is how you make procrastination powerless. Key takeaways: overcoming procrastination for good. We've explored procrastination from multiple angles: its causes, its impact on life and mental well-being, and effective ways to combat it. Here are the essential strategies to break free from procrastination once and for all. Understanding procrastination. Recognizing the difference between procrastination and laziness. Identifying the root causes behind delaying tasks. The Stoic perspective. Dichotomy of control. Focusing only on what you can influence. Memento mori. Using the awareness of time's finiteness as motivation. Amor fati. Accepting reality and working with it, not against it. Action before motivation. Acting first instead of waiting for inspiration. Practical techniques. The 5-second rule, overcoming hesitation with immediate action. The Pomodoro method, structuring time into focused work sessions. The 2-minute rule, tackling small tasks immediately. Negative visualization, considering worst-case scenarios to spur action. Preventing procrastination's return. Building a habit system, Atomic Habits, James Clear. Developing discipline through micro steps. Analyzing mistakes and eliminating their causes. Shaping your environment for productivity. Each of these tools is effective, but their success depends on your persistence. The power to overcome procrastination lies in consistent action, one step at a time. Call to action, one step you can take right now. Procrastination is defeated not by thinking, but by doing. You don't need to change your entire life in a day. Just start small. Pick one thing you've been putting off and do it now. It can be something simple: write the first sentence of your report, clear your desk, or read a single page of a book. Start with 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to go. Resilience, the key to overcoming procrastination. The Stoics believed that resilience isn't just a trait, it's a fundamental ability to master oneself. Life isn't about waiting for the right moment. It's about taking action here and now. Procrastination may never fully disappear, but if you learn to control it, you take control of your life. The more you act, the weaker the habit of delay becomes. Remember, resilience is built through action. Don't wait for motivation. Start now.